What's your full name?
My full name is Fatimədən. You can call me Fatima.
Fatima, welcome to your IELTS speaking exam. My name is Şamama and I'll be your examiner for this part of the test, and I'm going to record this for marking purposes. In the first part, I'm going to ask you several questions about different topics. Let's talk about transportation. What is the most popular means of transportation in your hometown?
Actually, my hometown is Baku, and in Baku, citizens are concerned about traffic. That's why they usually use underground.
How often do you take buses?
I can say I take buses every day when I go home or when I go work. This is much more comfortable for me.
Can you compare the advantages of planes and trains?
Sure. I can say planes are easiest way to get somewhere because they're they're so fast and you can get whenever you want. And trains, but I personally believe that trains are much more affordable and interesting, especially when you're traveling with your friends.
Is driving to work popular in your country?
Yes, it's popular in my country. Despite the traffic, people usually prefer to drive to their work in the mornings. But I can say especially they prefer to take some affordable rides with some companies, for example, Uber or Bolt.
Okay, let's talk about watches. How often do you wear a watch?
As you see, I wear a watch every day because I believe that I have some time management problems, and watches really help me to deal with that.
What was your first watch like?
I remember my first watch. It was my uncle's, actually. It was so big, it was gigantic for me, but even if it was not suitable for me, I used to like to wear it.
What kinds of watches do you like to wear?
I especially like to wear some smart watches because I think they help us in a lot of things, and they make our lives easier.
Do people still wear watches in your country?
Yes, they still wear watches in my country, especially people who is into business. It's so essential for them.
Let's talk about visitors. Do you often invite friends to visit your home?
I used to invite my friends to visit my home. I used to live in Ahmedli. It was not so far from city, but now I live in Güneşli. I moved to Güneşli. I'm still trying to get used to it, and that's why it's not so comfortable for my friends to come there. That's why we don't prefer to meet in my house.
Do people often visit you at your home?
My relatives, yes, but as I mentioned, my friends, no, because you have to take some rides in order to come my home. That's why it's not so easy.
Do you prefer to have friends visit you or relatives?
Definitely friends, because relatives sometimes are boring and annoying. I'm sorry, but especially when there are some birthday celebrations in my house, there are a lot of kids running around shouting, and they're having some discussions about who will blow up the candle, and that's why I prefer my friends.
Okay, thank you. That's the end of part 1. In the second part of your exam, I'm going to give you a paper with questions in it, and I'd like you to talk about it for 2 minutes. Before you talk, you will have 1 minute to think about what you're going to say. You can take notes on this piece of paper if you wish, and please don't write on the question card. You can start. Remember, you will have 2 minutes, so don't worry if I stop you. I will tell you when the time's up. Did you understand?
Okay.
Okay, here you go.
I have to describe something which I received for free. I remember I received once a gift card, a discount card from Sabina for my from a sales manager who works there. And I felt so special about it, I can say, because it was not my first time in Sabina, and that's why they gave it to me. I was planning to buy something for me, and that's why I waited for new collections. I decided to keep my card, to keep my chance for something special. Actually, I like the products which they sell in Sabina, some perfumes, some sets for gifts, and suddenly something happened and I forgot my mom's birthday. That's why it was urgent situation for me. I was planning for months to buy something for me for this card, but suddenly I came up with this idea that I can give this card to my mom. And I gave it to her, even if my mom is not so into the cosmetic sector. I thought she used it or she gave someone else. I don't really remember, but that was my story.
Okay, all right, thank you. That's the end of part 2. May I have them back, please?
Of course.
Thank you. In part 3, I'm going to ask you questions related to the topic of part 2. Do you think people should pay for higher education?
I don't think so, but it is not about everyone. We have to categorize for something, like we do by exams. Who are getting higher points, they're getting chance to study for free. But I think it can be some exceptions about the people who have some potential, because if all kinds of education is not affordable for everyone, it will be so hard to get some people to support some people in their future career.
Is it good or bad for people to have a free education in the future?
I think it's good to have free education in future because, as I mentioned before, every person has some special potential in themselves, and I think education is the best way to support it and to make it clear. And in the educational system, maybe it will be some chances to improve them and to make them useful citizens for the country.
What free gifts do companies usually give to their customers?
What free gifts? Free gifts are usually about to make the customers feel special, to attract some customers, and some companies give some promotion products. Some companies, as I mentioned, give some discount cards. I remember especially nowadays the taxi companies give some discounts for their customers, and they use it. Yes.
Why do customers like to receive free gifts from companies?
I can say when companies, it's the strategy of companies. They give free gifts for their persistent customers, and if this customer is using this company, usually they love their products or they love their customs. And that's why I think it makes them more relatable with this company, and that's why they love to receive free gifts.
Okay, Fatima, thank you. That's the end of your speaking exam.
Thank you.
Fatimənin speaking imtahanını izlədiniz. Ümumiyyətlə, IELTS Speaking imtahanında namizədlərin performansı 4 əsas kriteriyaya görə qiymətləndirilir. Bunlar fluency və coherence, grammar, vocabulary və pronunciation'dır. İndi isə Fatimənin nitqini bu əsas kriteriyalara görə dəyərləndirək. Fluency və coherence ilə başlayaq. Fatimənin nitqində pauzalar var idi. O bəzən tərəddüd edirdi. Xüsusilə part 2-nun başlanğıc hissəsində daha çox tərəddüd etdi. Bu da onun nitqini qeyri-təbii səsləndirdi. Bundan əlavə onun nitqi yetəri qədər axıcı idi. Buna görə də Fatimənin danışığının fluency kriteriyasını 7 balla qiymətləndirə bilərik. Növbəti kriteriya vocabulary'dir. Onun istifadə etdiyi yaxşı söz və birləşmələri video əsnasında gördünüz. Əlavə olaraq ailə toplantılarından bəhs edərkən family gatherings ifadəsindən istifadə edə bilərdi. Hədiyyələrdən bəhs edərkən complimentary gifts, gift box sözlərindən istifadə etməsi yaxşı olardı. Danışıq zamanı affordable və support sözlərindən həddən artıq çox istifadə edirdi. Bunlar daha yaxşı sinonimlərlə əvəz oluna bilərdi. Buna görə də vocabulary hissəsini 7 balla qiymətləndirə bilərik. Qrammatikaya gəldikdə isə Fatimə danışıq zamanı xırda səhvlərə yol verirdi. Bunlar əsasən söz önləri və artikellərin istifadəsi ilə bağlı idi. Bəzən cümlələrində söz sırasını pozurdu. Bu da xüsusən zərflərin istifadəsi zamanı ortaya çıxırdı. Məsələn, usually sözünün sonda istifadə olunması kimi. Əlavə olaraq present simple və present continuous zaman formalarını qarışdırırdı. Lakin mürəkkəb cümlələrdən düzgün şəkildə istifadə etməsi bizə imkan verir ki, Fatimənin qrammatikasını 7 balla qiymətləndirək. Sonuncu kriteriya pronunciation'dır. Bizim dilimizdə olmayan s və z səsləri Fatimənin nitqində bəzən səhv olurdu. Əlavə olaraq because, collection, perfume, month, nowadays sözləri yanlış tələffüz olunmuşdu. Və nitqində intonasiyaya diqqət etməsi məsləhətli olar. Çünki qalxan və enən tonlardan istifadə edərək o nitqini daha axıcı və rəngarəng edə bilər. Buna görə də Fatimənin pronunciation'ı 7 balla qiymətləndirə bilərik. Bütün bu balları ümumiləşdirsək deyə bilərik ki, Fatimənin performansı 7 balla qiymətləndirilə bilər.